Tripods, they are the gun holster of the creator universe. I guarantee you, if you look around your house, you'll probably have 1, 2, 3, or half a dozen tripods or more sitting around your house just collecting dust. But the people over at PGY Tech have developed this right here. It is the PGY Tech Mantis Pod Pro. Is this the end all be all say all to end the conversation about tripods? We're gonna dig into this thing and find out, coming up next. So what is going on, YouTube world? I am your brother Reza, and this is KRT Life, KRT Life with a Y. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and all those great things. First of all, I would like to thank the people at PGY Tech for sending us this tripod so we could do a review on it, and that is not what happened at all. This is actually a paid out-of-pocket review. We paid for this thing on our own with our hard-earned money after we saw a whole bunch of paid reviews and got really curious about it. So we're gonna dig into the details of this tripod and really see, does it really hold water? So first of all, the price. This tripod right here is $150, which is kind of pricey in the world of tripods, and it took 4 weeks for it to get here to me, which I was kind of disappointed about that because I really wanted to use it on our Cape Lookout vlog, but I couldn't do so because it took so long to get here. The actual body of this tripod is made out of magnesium and therefore is pretty lightweight and very, very strong. It has these rubber inserts all along the legs that give it a real good foundation when it sits down on surfaces. It is very, very strong tripod and can support anything from a GoPro to pretty much a Sony FX3 like we're using to film right now at the moment. And this tripod is marketed as being a very versatile, very strong tripod that is packed with lots and lots of features. And we tested those features in our Roof Nest Falcon XL vlog, as well as a trip to Miami we recently just took. Let's start at the top of the tripod and we're gonna work ourselves down. So when we go to the top of the tripod, let's start off here. So this is a Peak Design style camera clamp that is also ARCA compatible. And this thing is really, really, really good. I'm new to these type of clamps or plates. And I was really, really amazed at how great this thing works because it can slide on in any direction. It works really easily, just pretty much like that. And when this thing is in here, it is strong, but you got to make sure you put it in the lock position to keep it into place. And once it's in there, your camera is not going anywhere. And I really tried to jar my camera loose when I was using this thing, and yeah, it did not go anywhere. It was great. And a quick hack that I want to show you real quick. You see this little screw at the bottom of the plate? You can actually use the release button right here to screw this thing in and get it tight on your camera if you don't have, like, you know, tools and stuff around you wherever you might be while you're doing your vlog. So that is a really cool hack that I figured out about this. I don't know if the people at PGY Tech intended for it to be like that, but in the bind, you can definitely use that little feature. Working our way down from the actual plate, now we're gonna talk about the little pan head. And man, this little pan head on the top, this is great for a person who vlogs like me because I don't really like using gimbals. I don't really like using drones so much. I will use them, but yeah, I don't really like using them that much. But if I need that smooth, crispy, cinematic look, if I'm like trying to get like a cool angle on a car, I love using pan heads. And it is so cool to me that a tripod this small comes with a nice, smooth operating pan head that I can use to get those real cool cinematic shots. Working our way down from the pan head, now we're gonna go to the ball head. And this little ball head is actually really good and holds really tight. It has a clamp on the back right here that secures it in place once you figure out how you want it to be. And it is very, very, very secure. It didn't go anywhere with the Sony FX3 mounted to it. Worked like a charm. It can go from landscape mode to portrait mode in quick, fast, and a hurry, just like that with the move of this little lever. Working our way down, you have a cold shoe actually that's mounted on the top of this tripod, and all you got to do to release it is pretty much twirl it loose and press the button and boom. As we work our way down the tripod, you will see these buttons right here. One doesn't really look too much like a button, but one does look like a button. And these buttons serve two different functions. One of them actually changes the angles of the legs, like so, as you can see. And then the other one changes the angle of the actual top of the tripod independently of the legs. This is very, very important and something that you got to pay attention to because when you go into the other modes that this tripod can have, it's going to, you know, be detrimental to getting this thing right. So let's talk about these modes real quick. Well, this is vlogging mode right here, right? Obviously, this is how you hold it and do your, regular walking around travel style vlog, right? After you go from that mode, you can go to tripod mode, simply just like that, by extending the legs out and adjusting this to get it level, and boom, there you go, you're in tripod mode. Now, we're gonna get into some of the little tricky and more complicated modes. In fact, I'm just gonna move this over just a tad bit right there. Let's go to extended mode. So extended mode pretty much works like this. You're gonna loosen the top up, you're gonna press that button down, take this off. There's a leg right here on this side. You're gonna open up the secret compartment down there, and it's gonna reveal another cold shoe. So then you're gonna snap this into that part of the cold shoe, close these legs up. Now this is where it gets tricky. You're gonna extend this like that part, like that. Then you gotta work this part over like this, and then do another extension to pretty much get yourself all the way into extended mode. Now, from my field testing, extended mode is cool if you're vlogging with a cell phone or with a GoPro or something like that. But if you're using a heavy camera like our Sony FX3, I mean, you really gotta have a strong arm to keep that thing out there and get that like extra wide field of view, which is why you would even be using this type of mode. It's good for a GoPro, but not so good for everything else. And with a GoPro and stuff like that, it would already be so wide. I don't know why you want to use extended mode with the GoPro, but I guess there are times where that could come in handy. But with a actual phone, I think that's when you would probably use this the most if you were if you're like mobile phone vlogger. Now we're gonna go into the next mode that this thing offers, which is Mantis mode. All right. Now we're going to change this thing back and go into the Mantis mode. All right, so now we're back to the regular normal mode, and now we're going to go into what's called Mantis mode. Let me go ahead and tighten that down. So Mantis mode pretty much operates like this. You have this hidden hook right here that deploys from the bottom of the tripod, and then you can find whatever you want to hook your tripod to, whether it be like a window or some type of like ledge or something like that. And then you can pretty much let the tripod support itself on this wall or whatever surface it may be while your camera's on this end, and you will have the camera actually turned up like that. Now the problem with this is that if you have a really heavy camera like a Sony FX3 and you're trying to attempt something like this, I wasn't very confident that this is a very secure thing to do with your camera unless you're using a surface like a glass window, something that is very like, you're pretty sure it's not gonna shift or break or drop your camera. But if you're using like a phone or a GoPro, once again, this is a mode that you might be more inclined to use. Now that we're done with talking about Mantis mode, we're gonna talk about another hidden feature that's in the legs of this funky thing. So if you flip it upside down, you will notice that there's something else hidden right here in this leg. And that is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all already know, it is a cell phone mount. So if you're in a bind and you don't have an actual mount for your cell phone, which you should, you can actually just go ahead and screw this down on your Peak Design mount, and you have a, you know, worst case scenario cell phone mount. It is pretty decent thing to have in an emergency situation. But I mean, if you're a person that vlogs with a phone on a regular basis, you already know that these things right here don't hold your phone very good, and I would not trust my phone to be on this in a situation where I was like 36 stories up, or who knows what you might be doing when you vlog. So now the big question is, would you actually use all these features that are advertised in the PGY Tech Mantis Pod Pro? And the honest answer is it really just depends on how you vlog and what you vlog with. You know, if you're doing like talking head videos and stuff like that, this is pretty much overkill for anybody who's doing those type of vlogs. But if you're a person that does like hardcore travel vlogs and you're always on the moon, if you're like a thru hiker or a backpacker or, you know, a hardcore traveler, this really might be the actual tripod for you, because it's super lightweight. It's very versatile. It's extremely strong. I haven't tested its saltwater durability and resistance, but I'm pretty sure it would do halfway decent close to the ocean and sand and stuff like that. And overall, it is a really good option as far as the world of tripods go. Now, I will be 100% transparent with y'all. I was very skeptical about how good this thing actually was, but after using it like for the last 2 weeks, I'm actually very satisfied and very happy with this design, and I actually like this thing a lot more than I thought I would. Now, I want to show y'all something that I was going to compare this thing to quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. All right, so before I even had this right here, I actually had this one right here, and this is my little mutant rig that I built by myself with just parts on eBay. They are very similar in weight, they are very similar in height, they're very similar in functionality, almost everything. Main things is this doesn't have a pan head, that does have a pan head, and this has all these other funky modes that you may or may not use. So the question I thought to myself was, should I spend about $70 and build my own like mutant thing? Tripod, or should I spend $150 and buy the Mantis Pod Pro? And that really once again depends, because this tripod that I built, it cannot support heavy weight, but it can support cell phones and GoPros and all that kind of stuff with no problem. This right here can go all the way up to a Sony FX3 style camera with the 16-35 lens on it, which is a lot of weight for a tripod this little to hold securely. But at the end of the day, and if it was me, I honestly gotta say, I would probably go towards the PGY Tech Mantis Pod Pro. I mean, the hype is real. This thing is a really, really good tripod, and I am very thoroughly impressed with it and very happy with it. Now, long-term longevity, how long this thing will last and how durable it will be, you know, over the course of years, I can't really speak on that, but I am extremely impressed with this thing in the weeks that I have been using it, and I think that if you order one and wait for the 4 weeks for it, I think you might be really happy with it as well. I'm your brother Reza. This is KRT Life, KRT Life with a Y. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that. I hope you like this review. I hope it helps you make a informed decision on the PGY Mantis Pod Pro. This thing is pretty darn awesome, but it's also pretty darn expensive. So pick your poison wisely. I'll see you on the next vlog. Peace.